and
he's doing a nick.
And ran his... And he is. He's playing like he's a bit like his cousin. He's ran... what's his name? McFarlane up the ground and left Griffiths and Vickery one out with their opponents. Mm-hmm. And still got his couple of snags. Mm-hmm. So, you know, for all the haters out there who, you know, I'm sure some of you said it. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of Jack haters out there. Bring it on. He's having a ripper season, and he's gonna be even better in the second half of the year.
Every time the ball goes to him, if he doesn't mark it, it's coming down.
It's coming down. He regularly wins 2-on-1 because he's got that forward nous to just read the ball, and there's also that.
He's a gun.
He's also that sort of perceived pressure because it's Jack Riewoldt. Players play to the man rather than the ball. Mm-hmm. So that was one thing I definitely wanted to mention. Mm-hmm. The second thing was it reminds me of our wins in the run, that 9-game winning streak last year.
Sorry.
I'm going to kill him. There might not be a Demons segment in this show anymore. We may be looking for replacements. So I may have buried this demon. Interrupting my Tiger
Good,
time.
I can have my nights back. Come on, Double D, get in there. What were you saying?
The next thing I want to talk about was Morris. Yeah. And he had a killer game. Fuck, that burp stinks, Benzie.
Yeah, it does.
That's rank.
Greasy
but anyway, Morris. So much forward pressure. And again, rarely got beaten 1-on-1, 2-on-1. Was able to do something with the situation. Mm-hmm. And kicked a goal. And two of his...
looks likely.
Two goal assists. And he nearly took Mark of the Year.
Yeah.
Launched himself on I think it was Michael Walters' head. And just nearly held onto it, just slipped through the fingers. So that was something that was really impressive. But the thing and Dusty Martin, you know, really, they said at the start of the game in the commentary, and don't even get me started on the commentary, Basil Zemplis, according to Pat Smith, I look like this fella. Well, if I have I have an evil fucking twin out there called Basil Zemplis, and he goes for Freo. And Basil, I'm coming for you.
He's a D.
So what were you saying, Jack?
That Dustin Martin was easily the most dominant midfielder on the ground. He went toe-to-toe with Nat Fyfe for most of the game. One in possessions, one in clearances. Don't argue left and right. Kicked a beautiful goal. Oh, and then let's get started on Rance.
Rancy. Now, Alex Rance from Richmond. Last week, Easton Wood went on when I got criticised for too many marks. Oh, he's whack. Beautiful spoil. A lot of people said that the skipper Pavlich had a bad game, but they forget who he's on. He's on Alex Rance. How can you play well when you're one of the best defenders in the modern era? Don't be having a go. Pavlich, Rance is a superstar. He can even leap tall buildings with a single barrel on the Sanderlands. And there's Pavlich there. It's magnificent spoiling. Go about the intercept marks. That's what it's all about. Did you?
No. So that was good to see.
Sound grabbable. That
was Spud. That was some of the only real love we got over the weekend in the commentary.
The only love.
Some of the only love, yes. Which was from Spud, and he was praising Alex Rance, and Alex Rance destroyed Pavlich. Yeah, well, who?
And a defender.
Spud. Yeah, he's a defender.
He's a defensive coach.
Oh, I know he is.
Specialist.
Yeah, I'm aware. I watch The Bounce. I'm quite fond of that show.
Do you find it odd that he never coached? Again?
He did coach. Oh, well, shit, mate. After you coached Richmond in that era...
He was Richmond's Neil Danaher.
Yeah. Well,
he was the last decent coach before fucking...
Hardwick.
Yeah. Questionably Hardwick.
And that's the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Frawley got him.
Hang on. Fuck off, Spud Frawley.
He got into a prelim.
No, I'm not getting the mic back over here. It's my time.
He's holding the mic, folks.
I am holding the mic. I'm holding it away from these hooligans.
Holding it like an ice cream. No ice cream.
Shut up. You've made me lose my train of thought. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Damien Hardwick has been out coaching every team we've come up against in the last 3-4 weeks.
That is true.
He completely outcoached Ross Lyon, as in the plan that we came
Ross
with.
The boss, yeah.
It was designed to destroy their plan. That's the thing. We're not coming to play just our way. We're coming to play our way this week, which is going to be folded around. Because we've played slow, deliberate footy. But with Port, we played none of the game in the centre. Yes, Josh?
Can I say something?
Hand up? Yeah, you can.
This is also back on point about the media. They were fucking
banned for his blood 4 weeks ago.
No, shut up.
Sorry.
They were talking up this big Freo thing. Did you hear about that?
No.
The big blast or the
Freo blast.
The Freo blast.
What do you mean?
Like they like Eddie Maguire on the game on all the lead up to the game was talking
that my
about.
phone?
Yeah,
No, it's my fault.
no.
They call it the Freo blast, like the Freo defensive pressure. The blast
Well,
up the ground.
I thought they were talking about like they hit them really hard at the start.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Like they open the quarters, smash the quarters, like opening the quarters, and they actually lose most of their second halves on scores, on points. But they've done so much damage at the start that
It
it's
doesn't
basically
matter.
smash and then lock in. You guys,
We did that to them.
I reckon Hardwick was tuning into Fox Footy or whatever it was. And he's like, "Oh, it's the blast." All right, guys. I got a new plan.
What
new
do
plan.
you
New
reckon
plan.
the Tigers call it?
What do you reckon?
Ooh. The dash. The Tiger dash. I like that. That's got a nice ring to it.
Pounce. The Tiger Pounce. So yeah, the media basically published all of his Ross Lyon's dirty tricks, and you guys just adopted it and beat him with it.
Yeah, beat him with it. But
The swap.
but we
The swipe off 5.
yes. Well, yeah, we did the same thing. We took
Swipe off
Essendon's
5.
game off them
Swipe off 5.
the week before. Swipe off 5. Oh, listen,
He
Fife,
still played
Fife is
so
still
well.
incredible. He still played really well, but
And that's what he's getting all
he
the
had.
replays.
I think he
in
had
5.
he had 12 clearances for the game. But do you know how many of them were actually effective?
No idea.
I'd say 4 at the most.
He was
Because it was almost like they allowed for him to get that metre or two away from the pack, and then we just clenched around it and just hunted the ball harder, tackled harder. You don't see Fife get tackled very often. Grigg did a fantastic job on him
You don't
when he
see
was on him,
Fremantle
but it was
get over pressured on their home turf
Yeah.
on the big stage against a team that really they
should beat.
should beat. But I think that's what kind
They
of
had to drop one sooner or later. I'm aware of that.
But I think that's what the new standard of modern day AFL football is now. Playing each week like it's a fucking final.
Yeah.
That's how relentless Freo have brought the pressure in, I reckon.
That's the blast.
That's the blast. So
That's frisky.
Jesus.
can I get a...
I thought you got a moose yourself.
No, they fucking...
No moose for Josh.
Oh, really?
So we've moved on from tiger to moose. That's a much less cool animal.
Sounds like...
Well, let's give
drawing a line
someone
of
who
those
will
things.
talk tigers with me. Who will always talk tigers with me.
what about the...
And we'll give his play his track a little bit.
we'll get it.
What are you doing, mate? What are
He's
you
so
doing? I'm
good.
all teed up here.
Alright, okay. I'm not
So
doing
you just
anything.
get out of it.
I'm going to go over here and have a ciggy.
Of course you are. Get out. Move along. Move along.
How good are they? Oh, that was pretty cool.
So we're gonna. Here's a track coming in for Steve-O, Mr. Fractal Footy himself. My father, born and raised in the 3121. Viewer of premierships and an avid Tiger man. Runs his throat hoarse, screaming, "Eat 'em alive, Tigers!"
Eat alive, Tigers.
And this is a little track just for him. And then we'll get him on the dial.
You know what they say? Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. If life seems jolly
Light side
rotten,
of life,
there's
there we go.
something you...
Hello, Steve-O.
How you going?
Steve-O, it's good to hear your voice.
Fractal!
Are we on air?
We are live on air, my friend.
Welcome aboard, Steve-O.
I've got lots of fractal theories about the victory. Such an exemplary victory of Richmond over Fremantle. There's two forms of fractal footy that I've seen them play. The quick running game that perhaps even Geelong used to play, and several teams have done it, where you get 4 or 5 players running down and ready to pass it off either sideways or even slightly backwards as they run down. And you've seen that so effectively by many teams. I noticed that there's a bit less of that this
time and Richmond's victory. And the other part of the fractal formation is that moderately slow movement, which is just completely outgunned Fremantle, but they just couldn't react to us making a spare man all the way down.
Yeah, well, they kept trying to push up, and that left us 1-on-1 in the forward line.
Steve-O, for those that don't know, can you give us in a nutshell what you mean by fractal football?
Fractal football. Fractal geometry is an idea that's been around for a while. It's thought up by a mathematician called Mandelbrot in the 80s, and you've seen fractal images, I presume, on computers. Now that we've got full-on computers that can do fractal geometry and represent it. Because the thing about fractal geometry is the identifying thing about it is it's self-similar. As you look into detail and you see the same structures as you see larger, and the further you look into it, you see the same structures. So it's self-repeating.
And it produces some amazing artwork as well, yeah?
Yeah, that's the computer. You know, you need to put a fractal equation into a computer, and it can calculate all the implications right through from number 1 right through to infinity. And so that gives you that flow that you see those images, you go into them. It represents going through towards the infinity. Almost crossing dimensions, really.
All right. Okay, fractal.
Yep.
Can you summarise it in 3 words or less?
Probably not. but I'll have a try, and that is the thing that's very interesting about fractal mathematics. It shows you in nature that forms are self-repeating.
Self-repeating, yeah.
Yeah.
And
a piece of a piece that's a piece of a piece.
Fractal theory is being applied to all sorts of sciences because of that.
So it forms a kind of spiral shape, doesn't it?
No, it's more like a fern.
Stop encouraging.
What? I'm actually engaging in the...
Right, that's Steve-O.
Steve-O. Sorry, listen, we're just having a couple of technical difficulties here, and we're running into the end of part 1. So we might just get a couple of little summary of what you thought of the Tigers, and we'll get you back in part 2.
What I liked about it was that those 2 forms of fractal footy came to fruition in that game, because it wasn't an individual effort by anybody.
No.
It was a complete team game where it was all the small actions by individuals carried through, because one did one thing and then the next guy did exactly the same thing. He looked waited for...
Yeah, it did. They all won their battles and they led into space for each other. I really see what you mean. It was I saw the way we played, and it was very similar each time. And the way we just moved it down the ground really smoothly.
Yeah, and both fast and slow.
Yeah, we showed both.
Do you reckon that's a deliberate ploy by Damo?
Oh, definitely. I think on Fox Footy tonight they were talking about the fact that I really like some of the analysis that comes on that 360.
Has David King kind of got on the...
He's setting patterns in the play, and if you've watched that show, you'll see he talks about the patterns, and he described it as they'd actually done the homework and worked out who were the guys from Fremantle who would run on and chase the ball, and who would then reserve themselves and go back to position. And that was the key. I think the Richmonds had worked out which one of those guys. It was certainly aided by the fact that Johnson went out, but that was not the nub of the game. The nub of the game was actually knowing what they would do and playing against them that way. I thought it was fantastic, actually.
It was brilliant. All right, Steve. Well, listen, we're just gonna go to part 2, and we'll get back to you on the other side of it. But go Tigers.
We have to digest now.
Beauty. We'll be back.